A judge ruled last month the city of San Diego is not responsible for controlling the stench linked to the accumulation of excrement from birds and sea lions. A group of La Jolla business owners say they'll appeal that decision. Here with an update on the lingering problem and ideas for fixing it is my guest, President of the La Jolla Town Council, Steve Haskins. And Steve, how bad is this smell and how long has it been a problem?
It's been a problem for at least 5 years. And of course, we're talking about La Jolla Cove area here. This whole issue has nothing to do with the seals, but the sea lions and the birds.
Right there. And could you describe for us what this smell is for people who haven't been down to the cove in a while?
Well, the smell has two parts actually now. The first is the birds. There's a tremendous amount of cormorants and pelicans, and they live mainly on the rocks to the east of the cove. Unfortunately, they cover the rocks with their guano, and the prevailing winds that come across the ocean pass right over those rocks and up into the Prospect restaurant and business area.
And what do the nearby business owners say about how this stench, this smell is affecting their business?
It's terrible. There's situations where groups of people will come into a restaurant, sit down, and immediately get up and leave because they can't stand the smell. This is especially true for restaurants with outdoor seating.
Back in 2013, this bacterial non-toxic solution decreased the number of bird droppings on the rocks, but it didn't address the sea lion poop. What else has been tried?
Well, so far as trying, I guess we could say the construction of a gate through a fence that had prevented people from walking down on the rocks where the sea lions are congregating. The installation of that gate allowed people to walk down there. However, unlike seals, sea lions are not afraid of people. And so people walking around them didn't really make any difference. And so that's not a solution. I know at this time there's solutions including simply shoveling up the sea lion droppings and throwing them in the water. There's solutions of installing sprinklers, maybe a fence closer down, but nothing that's really caught on, that's been agreed to by the parties.
Now, the lawsuit filed on behalf of business owners was trying, if I understand it, to get the city to pay for a solution for this. Specifically, what did they want the city to pay for? That is, the city of San Diego to pay for.
Well, I don't want to speak for them, but I believe the suit wanted the city to do whatever was necessary to solve the problem of the smell. I don't think the suit was to remove or harass or harm the sea lions in any way. It just had to do with the smell.
I understand that San Diego has hired a marine mammal expert to study the sea lions there and to gather data that may lead to some alternative solutions. And I understand the city is also going to continue its microbial spray. What do you think of those alternatives?
Well, so far as the behaviorist, I think that's a good idea. I did speak to one of the scientists that works for that company last weekend, in fact, when I saw her down there taking notes about the sea lions. Sea lion behaviorists apparently have successfully dealt with problem sea lions in other areas. There is a precedent for doing something to move sea lions and have them change their behavior. In this case, though,
you wouldn't move them, it would get them to move so they could go elsewhere to do their business.
They would determine that they'd prefer to be somewhere else as opposed to forcing them there.
Now, some people may wonder why La Jolla, one of the wealthiest communities in San Diego, can't get the resources together on their own to take care of this situation.
Oh no, certainly they can, and the business owners have already agreed that they would put their own money into solving the problem. The problem is only the city of San Diego, under federal law, is allowed to make the changes and do what needs to be necessary. Private parties are not allowed to go on public lands and change the behavior of the wildlife.
And there's a Marine Protection Act that also prohibits that. Now, the judge in this case said, quote, "The odors are part of the risk-benefit of being situated near a marine environment." This is sort of along the lines that, look, you're on the Pacific Ocean. These are wild animals. This is what you're going to get. What's your response to that sort of criticism?
Well, just to be clear, I'm not taking a position, and the town council has not taken a position on this issue. However, I believe the business people who are proponents point to Mayor Filner's declaration, which stated unequivocally that the existence of the seal droppings was a health hazard and it needed to be dealt with, and it was harming the public health.
Well, as you mentioned, you're not taking a stand on this, but the La Jolla Town Council meeting will be having a public hearing. Steve Haskins, thank you very much. I want to let folks know that La Jolla Town Council meeting will be open to the public comment. It's tomorrow night at 5 o'clock at the La Jolla Recreation Center on Prospect.